Peace and blessings is real. First and foremost, I want to take this time and give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, through his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, for allowing this word to come out. And I hope you sincere brothers and sisters is edified by this word. And the name of the lesson is called Living in a Dysfunctional Bubble is the number one ingredient to destroy that place of peace. Let me say it again, man. Living in a dysfunctional bubble is the number one ingredient to destroy that place of peace. All right. Now, one might ask, what is the understanding of living in a dysfunctional bubble? And a great way of understanding what it's like to live in a dysfunctional bubble, it's to the best way I can put it is you are completely isolated from what's happening around you. Okay, to the point where you have no interest in love, harmony, healthiness, or peace. Instead, you are living in an abnormal, impaired, deviated, okay, from the accepted behavior, social behavior, to a defective, malfunctional, broken, flawed, unfit, unhealthy isolation, where there's extreme negativity, where there's a low vibrational energy, where there's confrontation, where there's those that's immune to drama, those that lack peace. Okay, that's what it's like living in a dysfunctional bubble. And when you live in a dysfunctional bubble, it is the number one ingredient to destroy that place of peace. Okay. In my life right now, man, the main thing that I preach about, my everyday life, my everyday goal, and those that's close to me knows this because I preach it all the time. And that's being in a place of peace, man. Ain't nothing like being in a place of peace, especially in the world we living in today, with all the police brutality, with all the sicknesses, the diseases, the COVID-19s, and just all the violence, all the chaos, it's just a whole lot of crap that's going on in the world, man. A lot of hostility, a lot of hatred, a lot of jealousy, a lot of grudges, a lot of envy, man. Just a lot of unhealthiness of the spirits is happening, man. And I don't want no part of that, man. I've lived, okay. I'm a product of living in a dysfunctional bubble. Okay, I lived in a dysfunctional bubble as a kid, as a young teenager, and also in my adult life. So I'm very familiar with living in a dysfunctional bubble, man. What you see on the screen is a family, wife, husband, and kids. Okay, do they look like they're in peace? Of course not. What do they look like? A family that's living in a dysfunctional bubble. This is what it looks like. If you want to know what it looks like to live in a dysfunctional bubble, this is the perfect example. And this right here, living in a dysfunctional bubble, which what you see on the screen, this right here is the number one ingredient to destroy that place of peace. So what am I saying? As long as you see them operating in this type of spirit, they'll never have peace, man. Never. Now, when we talk about living in a dysfunctional bubble, we're going to start off with the husband and wives. Marriages today are really suffering because of the living in a dysfunctional bubble. Marriages are not, how can I put this? Marriages are not valued like they used to be back in the 60s and 70s, early 80s, you know, even maybe 90s, but for the most part, the 70s and 80s, that's when marriage was like, wow, it was a beautiful thing. It was beautiful, man. Even though you had dysfunctionalness going on, but it was more back then. It was more families really valuing marriage and harmony and sticking together, man. But the reason why I speak about husband and wives, because we're going to speak about how we should deal with each other, and it's totally opposite of being dysfunctional. Ephesians 5:22, it says, "Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as unto the Lord." Verse 23, Ephesians 5, "For the husband is the head of the wife," man. You see that? And today, it's a lot of dysfunctional marriages because wives do not want to submit themselves unto their own husbands. And wives do not want to acknowledge the fact that her husband is the head of her. She don't want to embrace that. Not all, but a lot of women. If you dealing with a dysfunctional marriage, I can guarantee you one of the things you can look to is right there in Ephesians 5:22 and 23. Wives don't want to submit themselves to their own husbands, and they do not want to acknowledge the fact that the husband is the head. You see? And we ain't just talking about wives, husbands as well. In Ephesians 5:25, it says, "Husbands, love your wives, even as Yahushua also loved the church and gave himself for it." So in these dysfunctional marriages, you have husbands that do not love their wives as Yahushua loved the church and gave his life for it. These husbands are bitter towards their wives, have hatred towards them, mean to them, confrontational, overbearing, insecure. I mean, yeah. And when you have that, when you have a husband and wives behaving in that way, it's a fiasco, a dysfunctional family fiasco, man. Because guess what's missing? Peace. You see? Now we're not gonna stop with the husband and wives when it comes to living in this dysfunctional bubble. You see the wife and the husband on screen and their kids at the table. So when they deal with children, in Ephesians 6:4, what do it say? "And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord," man. You see that? But today, fathers are doing the opposite. They are provoking their children to wrath. They provoking their children to wrath, man. And children, a lot of children rather run away than be at home with a dysfunctional father or dysfunctional mother or dysfunctional parents, I should say. These kids today, they lack supportive love. They lack supportive peace. You see, we supposed to bring these kids up and nurture them in admonition of the Lord for them to know what it's like to be obedient, God-fearing. But when you provoke your son to anger, he going to shut down. Or you provoke your children to anger, they're going to shut down. Look on the screen. The daughter is angry with the father. The son has got his head down like he don't want no parts of it. You see? Why? Because peace is lacking. Peace, the lacking of peace is happening, man. And it don't stop there. Not only the dysfunctional families don't stop with the husband, wives, and children. Okay, it also trickles down to the parents, man. You know, there's an expectancy that we must have. There's a conduct of behavior we must have when it comes to our parents, man. It's one of the 10 Commandments, man. And Exodus 20 and 12. What do it say? It says, Exodus 20 and 12. I was in Deuteronomy. But give me a second. Exodus 20 and 12, one of the 10 Commandments. Okay, one of my favorite 10 Commandments. And it says, honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Lord thy power, who we know as Yahweh, giveth thee. See that? And again, dysfunctionalness trickles all the way down to our parents, man. Today, people are not honoring their father and their mother. It's total disrespect. Look on the screen. Do it look like the daughter is honoring her father? Of course not. Okay? Do it look like she's honoring her mother? Of course not. What am I saying, man? When you live in a dysfunctional bubble, dude, it's a fiasco downhill. Honor thy father and thy mother. You know, that's automatic. If you a child, you a people of color, you know the culture. That ain't got to be taught to you. That's automatic. You honor your father and your mother. But this generation today has gotten away from that whole concept because we living in a dysfunctional bubble, man. Unreal, man. When you honor your father and your mother, your days is long. The Lord prolong your days, man. But when you got that dysfunctional spirit on you, where you not honoring your father and your mother, your days gonna get cut short, bro. And that's real. You know, and when it also trickled down, the dysfunctionalness also trickles down to your siblings. I mean, look what Cain did. He killed Abel. Look what Esau and Jacob, you know. I mean, it goes on and on and on. Why? Because peace is missing, man. Like I said, what's the name of the lesson, man? Living in a dysfunctional bubble is the number one ingredient to destroy that place of peace, man. And I'm telling you, man, when you live in a dysfunctional bubble, you have no interest in love, harmony, happiness, healthiness, or peace, man. You have no interest in that. And I'm telling you, man, people today are living in a dysfunctional bubble and they love it. Unreal, man. But like I said, the main word that I want to focus on in this lesson is peace. Like I said, man, that's where I want to be at, man. And it's a damn shame because it's almost like you got to die just to be in peace today. Unreal. I mean, literally, it almost seems like you have to die, man, just to be in peace. And then even then, you probably won't be in peace, man. It's just crazy, man. But one of my favorite scriptures, man, when it comes to peace is Romans 12 and 18, man. It says, if it be possible, as much lieth in you, live peaceably with all men. Yeah, man. That's a good one right there, bro. I want y'all to pay attention because if you want to escape living in a dysfunctional bubble and get yourself in a healthy, peaceful environment, healthy, peaceful bubble to live in, subscribe to Romans 12 and 18, man. It says, listen to this, man. If it be possible, see that? If it be possible, as much as lieth in you, as much as depended upon you, if it's possible. That means, man, being in peace is going to be a challenge. That's why I said you damn near got to die just to be in peace. But if it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men. You see that? Now I'm going to give you an example what it's like to live peaceably, to live in harmony, to live in concord, to live in heavenly rest, to live in happiness. Okay? To live where you can in the spirit of reconciliation. At the same time, being free from beefs, free from animosity, free from fighting, free from grudges, free from disturbances, free from commotion, free from war. Living in the quietness of mind, the calmness of mind. That's peace. You dig? That's peace. Which you can't put a price on it because it's priceless. You dig? If it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men. That's how we supposed to be trying to live every day, man. That's the ticket right there. That's the play right there, man. That's it right there. But nah, Jake don't want to live in peace. Jake want to live in dysfunctionalness, man. Yeah, unreal, man. As we get ready to close out this word, man, what's the name of the lesson one more time, man? Living in a dysfunctional bubble is the number one ingredient to destroy that place of peace. And we're going to close it out in Romans 14 and 19, man. And it reads, let us therefore follow after the things which make for peace, and things wherewith one may edify another, man. You see that? That's cold-blooded, man. Let us therefore, Romans 14 and 19, let us therefore follow after things which make for peace. So if it's anything that's outside of peace, hey, man, do not follow after that. Deviate, scram, pew, get out of there. Get out of there, man. Scram. If it don't make for peace, if it don't make for harmony, if it don't make for heavenly rest, if it don't make for happiness, if it don't make for concord, if it don't make for reconciliation, if it don't make for quietness of mind, calmness, hey, man, deviate from it. It says, let us therefore follow after the things which makes for peace, and things wherewith one may edify one another, one may build up one another. You see that? Do it look like the father is building up his daughter? Do it look like the mother is building up her son? Do it look like the parents building up their children on this screen? Nah. Like I said, when you live in a dysfunctional bubble, man, it is total chaos. What you have going on is people living in a completed, isolated from what's happening around them, which means they have no interest in love, harmony, peace, healthiness. Instead, they are living in an abnormal, impaired, deviated from the accepted social behavior, living in defectiveness, malfunctionalness, brokenness, flawedness, unfitness, unhealthiness, living in the spirit of negativity, low vibrational energy, confrontational, grudgeful, lacks peace, and immune to drama. You see, living in a dysfunctional bubble is the number one ingredient to destroy that place of peace. And like I told you, from husband and wives, trickling down to the children, trickling down to the parents, trickling down to the siblings, you have these people living in a dysfunctional bubble, man. And they have no interest in love, harmony, peace, and healthiness. Look all over Israel, like you see on the screen, man. Look at the father and the daughter having confrontation. Look at the mother. She's just looking. Look at the son. Do this look like a family that's in peace? No, this is a family living in a dysfunctional bubble. And there's a whole lot of families that's dealing with this. And like I told you, when I open up this word, I know what it's like to live in a dysfunctional bubble. I grew up in it as a kid, as a teenager, as a young adult, even as an adult. I know what it's like to live in a dysfunctional bubble. So you sincere brothers and sisters, listen, man. Like I told you, my main goal in life is living in that place of peace. That's it. Anybody that know me, anybody close to me, gonna tell you he's on that. All he's trying to get to is that place of peace. Because in that place of peace, guess what? Like I told you, you free from beefs, you free from animosity, you free from fights, you free from grudges, you free from disturbances, you free from commotion, you free from war. You at quietness of mind, baby. You calmness, you in harmony, you in concord, you in happiness. You are displaying heavenly rest, you dig? I ain't got to go no further. I think you get the piece, the picture, man. If you living in a dysfunctional bubble, that is the number one ingredient to destroy that place of peace, man. I hope you sincere brothers and sisters was edified by this word. We give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh through his only begotten son, Yahushua, for allowing this word to come out. And hey, listen, man, if you living in a dysfunctional bubble, if you're watching this video and you living in a dysfunctional bubble, I can guarantee you the number one reason why that's happening is because you lack peace. You have no interest in peace. Because if you subscribe to peace, guess what's going to happen? You're going to be in harmony. You're going to be in concord. You're going to be in happiness. You're going to be in a state of reconciliation, bro. Yeah, man. And that's real already. Shalom.